Super. So once again, we are live and we have another amazing guest. So welcome to Riding Tiger with Arijit. So once again, I'll be explaining what is Riding Tiger and why this show name is Riding Tiger. So when you start your venture, when you start your own empire, it's basically a small cub, a small tiger which you adopt. And once you are starting to understand that, okay, fine, you need to grow it, you feed it. Initially, you feed it with milk. And then slowly, when it becomes a little bit of bigger, you start riding on the top of it and you need to feed it with meat. So the person, you are the entrepreneur. And the tiger is basically your business or your journey, your job, your work. You can't stop until unless it becomes bigger, it becomes stronger, and it carries you. If you stop, probably there is a chance that it's going to kill you or you need to kill it. That's life for everyone, every person who have got a leadership quality. So today we have an amazing person from Finland itself. Dima, welcome to the show. Super. Dima,
Yeah,
I would love to ask you a couple of things. You have a very interesting profile and you are working in one of the exciting things, which is extended reality, which is a complete new technology for, I think, a lot of people. Could you please
yes.
tell us what you do and your short life journey, please?
Yes, thanks, Arijit, for that introduction, first of all, and thanks for that nice story about Tiger. I mean, I love that way of Indian style of speaking about those things. I mean, it's not quite a Western concept, like using tigers. But you see, I also naturally came to understanding that that as soon as we are, I mean, humans are animals too, then the rules are the same. And maybe it's a little bit different accent here, but still in entrepreneurship, you are starting perhaps like underdog, and then you are moving into wolf state, and your target is anyway to get a lion position. So that's, and there is a lot of philosophy behind that. So getting back to to my story, it's well, so to keep it short, um, I actually came from Ukraine, and way before that, it also was Russia. And in the same time, last 10 years, I've spent in Europe. So taking into account that my mother is German, I don't know who I am.
Global
But
citizen.
anyway, huh?
You are a global citizen.
Seems like that we have a lot of that type of people right now. You know that the cost of moving right now is not that hard as it was before. And perhaps the story of entrepreneurship started in Ukraine when I just finished my daily job and quit it, but not at once with starting entrepreneurship, because I actually mixed my first official venture that was confectionery manufacturing with daily job. I mean, like I spent 1 year having both two full-time jobs. First one is the job at Philips, Royal Philips Amsterdam in its Ukrainian branch. And another one is my own company that was again a manufacturing company that ended up exporting its stuff all around Ukraine. I mean, both European Union and Russia, Belarus, all the countries that we have borders in common. So it was even more than 10 years before today. It was like 12 or something like that. And over those 10 years, I also built several companies, both in Ukraine and European Union. And currently I am in Finland, and my main interest is in that arising very new industry that is connected to all this stuff, that is virtual reality, augmented reality, and finally XR reality, which is actually a mix of all the realities, because in the end it's only a point of quantity of sensors that you employ for overlaying the interface over the real world. So that's quite the story, and what should I admit that during that journey, same as all people, I believe I had some good times, some bad times. For the 10 years, once I was the top CEO with the company that reached top 30 and top 50 list within the industry where it's operated. So it's quite a big deal. And but it's not only about business; it's also about me. And living in several countries within Europe. Again, I came to the moment where, for me, my family and my kids, that was the best option to live and work in Finland, because Finland, I consider personally Finland being a European Silicon Valley. Currently, if you take a look at all the indicators, it looks specifically like that. So that is the place where I should be. Okay, so I hope I answered your question. Maybe I missed something, so you can answer.
Well, to be very honest, I'm glad that you are from Ukraine. That's one of the country probably I would love to retire. I've been there in Ukraine. I can speak a little bit of Russian. Spasiba for all the inputs that you give me. And to be very honest, for all of us to understand life, I feel that you have seen life in a very close way. The way you explained your life journey, it's not that easy to move from one country and then go to Amsterdam, work over there, and then start two different kind of career. One is your own company. Second one is, of course, working in another organization, and then eventually shift to another European country, which is Finland. And I know the vibration, how things are moving over there. I have been there in 2017, if I'm not wrong. I keep forgetting the year. Pardon me for that. I traveled half of the world probably till date, and I know the culture. I know the exciting moments that usually happens in Finland. So a question to you: when you choose a country to live, and when you move there to build your career, what are the tips that you want to give to the audience? How they should plan their career, how they should choose a country, go there, and after that, try to settle down. What is your take into this?
Well, it may sound a little bit known to the audience, but anyway, we cannot, we really barely can change that. That the most important thing is do whatever you want. Don't waste your time, and that is the best. The best target that you can actually aim at, because moving into other country cannot be a point itself. It has no sense. Perhaps the best place for you is where you are. So right. So first of all, don't aim at something not important. Important is what would you like to do? Well, that's simple. It sounds that simple, but really people miss that point. I mean, like, okay, what I really want, or I don't know, maybe some food, or maybe, or I don't know. But the case is that it's not just about being selfish if you are trying to get what you want. It's specifically the way of, as you said, feeding your tiger. Because if you can't implement, can't achieve what you want, I mean, even if it's so simple as getting some food, if you can't do that, then it means perhaps you go the whole wrong way. Because it also means that perhaps you are living currently not your own life, but I don't know, life of your mom, of your dad, or maybe some relatives, or maybe the society where you live, and it's not your own. So first of all, just try to understand what you really need right now and try to get it. It's that simple. And then if you already at that level of understanding that, okay, I want, for example, some level of education. So it means that your tiger is not that small already. And you really understand, okay, I need that type of career, I need that type of education, I need that type of society around me. If you got to that point of understanding your career, then
You will work for that, probably.
say again.
I said, probably you will work for that if you understand what you want to achieve in your.
Yes, you see, the moment is when you understand that, but okay, again, it's getting back to what you want. You should not mix it up with different people expectations. Maybe it's not your wish to get some education. So start with identifying your needs. And when you again getting back to the moment where you understand, then I would just advise to select the countries where, first of all, if we are speaking, for example, about education, where the educational system is free for you. We have a lot of countries like that. For example, in Europe, I can just make fast recollection that at least Germany and Finland accepts international students for free, and and they are allowing that people also work here at least half a day. So it's a good, really good point to start. I really don't understand if some of the people that live in developing countries, for example, and they all know all the faults of their own society and economy, and given that the cost of the ticket from any country to Europe is like, I don't know, well, not in lockdown, but normally it's like 50 to several hundreds of euros, depending how far you are.
True.
So it's not that big, not that big investment. And for example, Germany allows to stay for 1 year if you would like to find a job. Right. So you just need to register there that, okay, I'm looking for a job, and stay there. Of course, it means if you have no that obligation to get a visa into Germany. So not for the every country, but anyway, still that is the best advice, because you don't know, you really we really miss the point when we think that we can plan all the life ahead, and we don't need it. If we speak about for example, young people, then just don't care so much about long distant future. It will change. You really don't understand everything that you need, not because you are stupid or anything, no, just because some processes. Feeding tiger needs time.
Yep, always.
Just let yourself learn and live freely, and get your experience, learn from it, and just grow over it, and it will come, and the understanding will come. So again, getting back to the bottom line, if you understand that you need to change something in your society, education, or career, I would stick with free education in Europe. And that's a good starting point for understanding future destinations.
Super. You know, Dima, working with technologies and for last 23 years, it's about 2 decades. I'm running technology companies one after one, invested in multiple number of startups, multiple number of companies, raised funds for companies for, I keep forgetting the exact number after the number reached actually 50 plus. So working with a lot many different kind of cultures, I realized one very basic fact. If you have a mindset of giving back to the community always accepts you the way you are, and world is actually yours. You don't need to think from which country you are coming from. Rather, it's on you which country you want to choose for your living and giving back. Believe me or not, if you are giving back 5, world will give you 50 back. So it's on us how we react, interact, and proact. Now, talking about such kind of activities, I'm sure that you are doing a massive level of work into technology. It's a new vertical that you have entered, that's in VR, AR, and XR. For the audience sake and for our business collaboration sake, in the sense, I run a business ecosystem for the last quite a few number of years with multiple different business houses who are mainly into import export, mainly into manufacturing, large scale of food production, dress production. All these cases, all these real industry needs new technology implementation. So why don't you give a small bit of idea, what is your solution for such manufacturing industries and how you're going to help them? So I'm sure a lot of people will join, will connect you after this talk, and I'll take it forward personally because I really started loving you the way you are looking at the life. We'll probably ask you to be a part of our ecosystem and we'll be happy to have you over there. So what's your solution, Dima? How exactly you can help those manufacturing units, probably into dress, probably into food, probably into large scale manufacturing? Could you please tell a little bit about
Yes, that is a great question. And first, thanks for the invitations and the kudos that you've given me. But not but and getting back to the manufacturing, you see the whole supply chain develops drastically for over the last, I don't know, maybe the most intensive phase is happening over the last decade, specifically the last decade, just after the social media entered the market, after the whole software as a service industry get a little bit matured and grown. So it seems that with all those processes of remoting the workforce, first of all, and putting robotics deeply into the supply chain, I mean at all layers, means that we people, and it's specifically also is connected with the career choices, we are getting more and more into separating creative job from all the rest of the jobs, because it seems that the only value that human currently at least can keep for themselves is actually being creative. And for the next, I don't know, 50 years, we can predict that that further specialization into creative jobs for any human, I emphasize for any, so there will be no choice, because I see no sense for for many of jobs that we currently still see with people. I mean, like drivers, for example, the most prominent field where we put in robotics heavily currently. There will be those jobs anymore in 50 years. That is a high probability of that. So pay attention to that. In the end, we would probably stick with all the people being designers. Sorry for that if you would like to get something else, but even coding, for example, more and more gets into just combining things, not making a real coding job. So it's again designing. So designer is a key in everything. I mean, like visual design, industrial design, and so on. But again, we more and more will be having some kind of unified designing job, because in the end, we would separate designing job from all the rest supply chain, and also the part of getting consumer testing and forecasting of demand is going to be also separated from designing. So on the one hand, we have manufacturing and supply chain. On the other hand, we have testing and getting feedback and forecasting the demand. And in the core of that process is designer. So all we are going to be designers and just get out of our beds just for create some stuff, get paid for that, and just serve our mission within that whole supply chain.
Super exciting. So I wish that we'll be in touch very soon with all those kind of exciting inquiries. I'll be personally communicating with you and probably have a look at your company portfolio. We'll be connecting you with a couple of more people. And thank you so much, Dima, for being here. I know that you are running short of time. And thank you so much for coming here and sharing your life experience, your company details, and what you do. It's been a pleasure, Dima. Thank you so much. And I'll say this in Ukrainian language, paka paka.
Yes. Thank you all, guys. Thank you, Arijit.